about who wins on January 31st. It is about whether on 1st February and beyond, the MPP will still be strong, united, and credible in the eyes of Ghanaians. Ghana is watching a party that has, at its best, delivered significant reforms. Talk of the free SHS, talk of the health insurance, talk of the industrialization drive, 1D, 1F. Ghana is also watching a party that is anxious, polarized, and yearning for competent, honest, visionary leadership again. The stakes are higher than the ambitions of any single aspirant in this room. Unity and the cause of division. Let's note, the history of this tradition teaches us a simple truth. Whenever the MPP is united, it is formidable, and whenever it is divided, it bleeds, and Ghana pays the price. Remember the 1979 election, the PFP and the UNC. The rest we all know. Factionalism may energize internal contests, but it weakens the party's capacity to win national election and to govern effectively. And I was sad hearing that the respected Professor Frimpong Boateng saying publicly that he did not vote in 2024 elections. This is what division can do to us. It's unfortunate. Unity is not a slogan. Unity is conduct. It is a discipline to disagree without destroying one another. The humility to accept outcomes we may not like, and the maturity to place the national project above personal disappointment. Every single insult traded, every unsubstantiated allegation, every attempt to demonize a rival today becomes a weapon in our opponent's hand tomorrow. At this delicate moment, the internal division heralding the 31st January contest are not confined within the walls of this party. They spill over into the nation's governance. A fractured MPP does not only risk losing another election, it weakens Parliament's ability, especially the mighty minority's ability, to stand as a bulwark against excesses, impunity, and bad governance. When leading figures are at war with each other, when energies are spent on intra-party skirmishes instead of national oversight, the NDC government and the majority in Parliament are given a free pass. As your caucus in Parliament is determined to repeat the industry of the J.H. Mensah 1997 group of 61, we must say that our ability to act with vigilance, cohesiveness, and fearlessness in holding the current administrative to account shall materially depend on the unity that we carry to do our work in Parliament. That duty will be undermined when indeed the internal contest is poisoned by mistrusts, name-calling, and threats of retribution. A house divided at the grassroots and in the leadership ranks cannot be a formidable opposition in Parliament. Every time party actors choose internal sabotage over solidarity, they blunt the sharp edge of the minority's oversight. When committees need unified backing to investigate corruption, when critical vote demand tight coordination, and when national crisis call for clear, united voice, internal fractures translate into parliamentary weakness. Let no one deceive themselves. The divisions surrounding this primary go beyond party offices. They risk crippling the mighty minority's collective and effective ability to check the Mahama administration and the majority in Parliament. If this primary becomes a festival of insult instead of a contest of ideas, if it leaves behind bitterness instead of brotherhood, then the real victor will not be any aspirant on this stage. The real victor will be a complacent government and a comfortable majority who knows that a divided MPP cannot credibly challenge them on corruption, economic hardship, and institutional decay. As presidential hopefuls, you are not just candidates. You are standard bearers of the NPP tradition. Your words can inflame or calm. Your body language can reconcile or rupture. Before January 31st, your responsibility, my dear aspirants, is to campaign on ideas, record, and vision, not on insult, threats, and division. Your teams must be guided by discipline in their messaging and respect in their engagements. On 31st January, you must submit fully to the agreed processes, respect the Electoral Committee, obey security directives, and ensure your supporters avoid intimidation, vote buying, and violence. After January 31st, your obligation is to accept the verdicts of the delegate with dignity, whether it favors you or not, and to work publicly and unequivocally with the elected flag bearer. A peace pact that ends with signatures, but not with changed behavior, is a betrayal of this moment and of Ghana. If this peace pact is to have meaning, it must translate into clear commitments. One, refrain from personal attacks and character assassination, focusing instead on policies and competence and vision. To reject violence, intimidation, and any ethnic or regional incitement. To use internal party mechanisms, not public warfare, to resolve grievances. To stand together with elected flag bearer within days of the result, and to integrate talent from all camps into one campaign. Emphasis: integrate talent from all camps into one campaign. Ghana needs this party back, not as a wounded, quarreling organization, but as a renewed, united, serious alternative. The country does not need leaders who are prisoners of their egos. It needs leaders who are servants of the Republic. To conclude, let me respectfully and humbly, but with firmness, submit to our aspirants. Your greatest legacy will not be whether you became a flag bearer. It will be whether your conduct helped preserve and strengthen this tradition and empower the mighty minority to hold this government to account, to the leadership of our party, enforce these commitments fairly and firmly, to the grassroots, refuse to be used as instruments of division. Let this peace pact be more than ink and handshakes. Let it be a covenant with delegates, with this tradition, and with the people of Ghana. That this party will be worthy of another opportunity to serve. And that's united, it will equip the mighty minority to fearlessly defend the Republic of Ghana. Thank you so much for your kind audience, and God bless our party.
Thank you very much. That was the minority leader. I would now like to invite, finally, the former president of the Republic of Ghana, slight change in the program. We'll go ahead with the second part of the program. and His Excellency would address us after that. So I'd now like to hand over to my colleague, Richard, as he manages and takes us through the very important part of the program, the Peace Pact document. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Tibudako. Thank you all. Very supportive and very strong messages have come. Please, can we be quiet? We're still advancing, and perhaps this is the most important part of the program. So let's manage the noise. The story we are writing here today has 3 legs, and the chairman of the committee told us that, and I'd like to reiterate that before we get into the signing. The Peace Pact that we signed today is an indication and affirmation by the candidates that they affirm the process has been free and fair thus far. It is also an act to indicate that they are committing to accept the results of the 31st poll, and also that they are affirming and committing themselves to supporting the eventual winner of the contest, the flag bearer of our party eventually. So this is a very solemn and a very important event. And to proceed, I'd like to invite our respected aspirants to take their seats on my right, and I will invite them in the order they appear on the ballot. Our first candidate or aspirant is the Honorable Kennedy Ohene Ejapon. Second person, the Honorable Dr. Brian Achiampong. His Excellency, former Vice President, Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia. The Honorable Dr. Yao Osei Educhum. And at number 5, former General Secretary of our party, Engineer Kwabna Ejeyi Ejapon. At this point, I would invite the chair of the committee to read the highlights of the compact that we're about to sign, and then we'll proceed to signing it. Thank you very much. Media, please. Okay. So please, media, and for those who are standing up, I think we have indicated we want to have a very clean event. So please, let's minimize the disruptions, the movements, so that we can have a very clean event. Thank you very much. The chairman is on the floor.
Thank you very much. Some little guidance for the contestants. You will receive copies of the document each, and each one of you would have his or her name. You will sign where your name is, the first one. Then you pass it on to the next one. Then the next person will sign his name on where you started, and it goes on to the next one, so that by the time it goes round, every one of you would have signed all the 5 copies that have been sent to you. Esteemed ladies and gentlemen, these are the terms of the Peace Pact. 1, acknowledgement. We acknowledge that the process has been conducted in accordance with the principles of transparency, fairness, participatory or inclusive manner, with all the presidential candidates, aspirants, afforded full and equal opportunity to participate at every stage. We hereby formally acknowledge and expressly affirm satisfaction that we actively participated at every level of the process. 2, acceptance of presidential election results. We commit to accepting the results of the 1st January 2026 presidential primaries for the party, and we will respect the outcome irrespective of the results. We further reiterate and pledge to accept the outcome as a valid, authentic, and binding expression of the will of the delegates and the collective decision of the party. 3, promotion of peace and cohesion. We pledge to work together to maintain peace and cohesion within the party before, during, and after the primaries. We will refrain from engaging in any actions or rhetoric that may disrupt party unity. 4, commitment. We pledge to remain committed and loyal to the New Patriotic Party, regardless of the outcome of the presidential election. We shall remain active, committed, and dedicated members of the party at all times and work hard to recapture power in 2028. 5, support for the winner. We commit to diligently and conscientiously work to support the winner of the party's presidential primaries, both during the 2028 elections and in securing a sweeping or working majority in the next Parliament of the Republic of Ghana. The support will be aimed at achieving the overall success of the New Patriotic Party. Enforcement mechanisms. Any disputes or violations of this MOU will be subject to resolution within the party's established internal dispute resolution mechanisms in accordance with the party's constitution. This MOU shall be in effect from the date of signing until after the 2028 general elections. Thank you very much. I will give copies to the contestants each. Kindly pass on to the next one. Each one has to get, yes. Kindly give one to each one of them, please. Finish. Yes. Finish the first one. Give them that. That's right. I come over?
Is about to be told. A realm of fire and fortitude, sizzling in truth, captivating in spirit, and profoundly thought-stimulating. This is the chronicle of a life that defied odds, from poverty to prosperity, from insignificance to significance, from nowhere to somewhere, from nobody to somebody, and from the scaffold to the throne. A compelling testament to resilience, vision, and the audacity to build against all expectations. The Builder-in-Chief launches on 26 January 2026 at the British Council, Accra, 3 p.m. prompt. The author, Kwaku Anutatu Esquire, invites you to witness history, to engage a narrative that inspires, challenges, and endures, and also to be part of this extraordinary literary moment.
You can do this in quiet. Following the signing by the aspirants, we have a list of witnesses who would also sign. Witnesses include His Excellency, the former President John Ajekum Kufuor, who will sign his portion later because he's not able to be with us. After the signing by the various witnesses that have been announced, the chair of the Presidential Election Committee will lead the affirmation again for all the candidates, and then we'll present a copy to each of them. That will follow shortly. Please indulge us. We are attempting to sign all of it and everybody to sign because the live copy will be presented to the candidates right here, and we must make sure they're all signed. So please, in a few minutes, we'll all be done.
There's evidence at any polling station that anything was done or tolerated that affects the integrity of the election at that polling station, we will take steps to annul the results from that station. That assurance, on behalf of the committee, I want to give it to you. We gave that assurance before the Electoral Commission. The EC chair herself said so, that if there's any evidence brought to her to show that any misconduct has affected the integrity of any particular poll, that particular poll will be annulled. So be assured, if we see anything that you think affects please bring it to our attention. We'll investigate, and if we affirm, we will take the necessary steps to protect the integrity of the election. Thank you very much. We are very grateful.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. So the process is almost done. The chair would present that the process thus far has been free and fair, and that they have committed themselves to accepting the results of the 31st elections, and that they have committed themselves to support the eventual winner of the polls. Thank you very much. That was a beautiful exercise. They stand today as competitors, but their presence here and act shows that they are committed to the higher act and duty of protecting peace and unity of our party. Thank you very much. I'll invite Dr. Tibudako to carry on with the rest of the program.
Thank you very much. Please, the photographers, can you move back a little bit? And if we can have some silence, would now like to invite the former president of the Republic of Ghana, our own Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo.
Acting chairman of our great party, minority leader in parliament, the Inspector General of Police, the former chief of staff, members of the National Peace Council, members of the National Executive Committee of the party, the chairman and members of the Presidential Election Committee, distinguished presidential aspirants, chairman of the Council of Elders, honorable elders, and members of the party, fellow patriots, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for the invitation, and I'm honored to be here at a moment that is significant, not only for the new patriotic party, but also for Ghana's democratic journey. Let me begin by congratulating our national officers, the chairman and members of the Presidential Election Committee, and all who have worked diligently to organize these primaries coming up in just 9 days' time. You are overseeing a process involving the largest number of delegates in the history of our party. That achievement speaks to the growth, depth, and democratic maturity of the new patriotic party. We're gratified by the presence of the Inspector General of Police and his senior officers at this ceremony, and by the undertakings he has given us today. They are reassuring signals that the proceedings of 31st January 2026 will be conducted in peace and security. PGP will count on you and your men and women to do a good job. Ladies and gentlemen, our party did not begin today, even though a handful of us were privileged enough to be around in its early days. It did not begin yesterday. Its roots go back to 1947, with the formation of the United Gold Coast Convention, UGCC, from which the Dankwa Dongo Busia tradition partly draws its lineage. At that founding moment, a fair and principled decision was taken. Leadership would be determined by the ballot, not by force, intimidation, or intrigue. George Alfred Park Grant was unanimously elected president and chairman. J.P. Dankwa and R.S. Blay became vice president. R.A. Awona Williams served as treasurer. The other members of that inaugural executive committee were Edward Akufo-Addo, Emmanuel Obeche-Bilamche, J.W. de Graaf Johnson, John Sybil, and Kabna Kesse. They were men of strong views and strong personalities, but they were united by discipline, mutual respect, patriotism, and an unshakable belief in orderly democratic process. From that beginning emerged a lesson that still guides us today. While the ballot must decide who becomes what, the true test of our internal democracy lies in the conduct of winners and losers alike, before, during, and after the contest. That lesson was reaffirmed in 1992 after the first presidential primaries of the New Patriotic Party. Once the party chose Professor Albert Eduboahene as our flag bearer, all the other aspirants, including Dr. Kofi Jane Selby, Mr. John Ajekum Kufuor, and Dr. Kwame Safo-Edu, closed ranks and supported him. I was campaign manager of the flag bearer at the time, and I saw firsthand what unity meant, how discipline, sacrifice, and collective purpose strengthened the party, even under the most difficult conditions of the time. That spirit must guide us still. Fellow patriots, a party that cannot manage victory with humility or defeat with dignity cannot expect to win the confidence of the Ghanaian people. As we are reminded, a house divided against itself cannot stand. In such a house is certainly not attractive to the electorate. Ghanaians are watching not only what we say, but also how we behave. I know the campaign has generated some heat among aspirants and supporters. I believe I'm qualified to say that we have seen it all before. Do not be discouraged by the excesses. The thirst for power and the unity required to win power must combine to motivate us to choose fraternity over factionalism once the primaries are over. Permit me another personal reflection. In 1998, I contested the presidential primaries and came second to John Ajekum Kufuor, subsequently the second president of the Fourth Republic. When the contest ended, I did not hesitate. I became his chief campaigner. That decision was not about convenience. It was about conviction. The unity we demonstrated then helped deliver the first historic presidential victory of the NPP in 2000. And when years later, it became my turn, beginning in 2008, I received the same level of loyalty and support from those who had once competed against me. That tradition of fraternity carried us through difficult moments, enabled us to win and serve God. This is the inheritance we must protect. We should never forget that the ideology of the new patriotic party remains deeply attractive to the majority of Ghanaians. Our commitment to individual liberty and the respect for human rights, private enterprise, the rule of law, human development in a society of shared prosperity resonates across this country. When we falter, it is really because our ideas have failed. This peace pact, this commitment pact, is therefore not a mere ceremony. It is a solemn covenant, a commitment that ambition will not override fraternity, that competition will not descend into hostility, and that once the ballot has spoken, the party will move forward as one. To the aspirants gathered here today, your conduct will shape the moral tone of the MPP and the future of our country. Your supporters, the grassroots, and the youth of this party are watching you. History will judge not only who wins, but also how all of you conduct yourselves. Let me be clear. The MPP is bigger than any individual. No ambition, grievance, or faction is greater than the elephant. Leadership contests must never weaken the collective cause. Unity is not optional. Unity is not a slogan. Unity is a strategic necessity for victory. So I charge all of you, this peace pact must not only be signed, it must be lived. Over the remaining days, let your campaigns be firm but fair, competitive but respectful. Ours is a tradition that rejects fear, insult, intimidation, and bitterness. Loyalty to individuals must never supersede loyalty to the party. After the primaries, there must be one party, one direction, one destiny. Let me end with confidence on a positive note. I have no doubt that the new patriotic party remains the best vehicle with the best ideas for Ghana's future. Our duty is to keep that vehicle united, disciplined, and worthy of the trust of the Ghanaian people. We honor our history, respect one another, and put party and country above self. The future of the MPP and of Ghana herself will indeed be bright. Thank you, and I wish us all a peaceful, dignified, and unified process. May God bless the MPP and our homeland Ghana. Make both great and strong. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency. The chairperson for the event, our acting national chairman, would now give us the closing remarks.
Your Excellency, former President, thank you so much. IGP, Peace Council, Council of Elders, my executives, my party members present, aspirants, Presidential Election Committee, ladies and gentlemen, I'm so happy today for hearing what the IGP said, meaning there will be peace during and after the elections. Thank you, IGP. I wish all the 5 aspirants best of luck. I know and you know that one of you will become the winner. And as my father said, we are one party. We don't have any party apart from MPP, New Patriotic Party. I thank you all of you for coming. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Chairman. Before the closing prayer, we'd just like to take the official photographs so that we are able to do that in an organized manner, because we have dignitaries here and we know that if we do the closing prayer, there will be confusion because then we've ended. So we just ask for the next 5 minutes, we'll take official photographs, we'll say the closing prayer, and then we can finish with the media press briefing. So would like to invite the 5 aspirants to stand up. Please stay where you are. And yes, please. I'll give the mic to the chairperson of the general secretary to tell us the manner in which everyone must stand for the photos.
So what we will do is that we ask the aspirants to come in front and hold your hands. Please, we want you to stand in front of the table, then hold your hands. Yes, you can stand in front of us, here, in front of us. Then you face the camera. Please move back. Please move back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then you hold your hands. You hold your hands. You hold your hands. Yes, photographers can take the pictures. So continue to be where you are. We ask our revered dignitaries on the high table to join the aspirants whilst we take a group picture. So please, let's join the aspirants. Let's join them. Let's join them.
Yes, please. Yes, please. Yes, please. Please, the dignitaries join them first. Would like to invite the IGP. No. Please wait. When they finish, yes. So that these are the aspirants and the witnesses. We now invite the National Peace Council and the IGP to join the aspirants. You can go, yes. No, after we invite you. Council of Elders. Thank you very much. The Council of Elders, please. Council of Elders, please. Council of Elders with aspirants. Yes, please. Sorry. The Presidential Elections Committee will come next. Please get ready. The Council of Elders. Photographers, please hold on. Tell you when you are ready. Please ready for the Council of Elders. Yes. Thank you very much. Please, I'd invite the Presidential Elections Committee to join the aspirants. Presidential Elections Committee. Thank you very much, Council of Elders. And after that, finally, national officers, please get ready. The Presidential Elections Committee. Chairman. Honorable, you didn't take with the dignitaries. And finally, national officers, and then we are done with official photographs. All national officers,